So, how did I get into the situation? Well, I decided to challenge myself. So, I went to randomwordgenerator.com, opened it up, and I got this. So, now you guys are going to watch me design as much as I can in 4 hours based on the word shout. I started at 8:30 a.m. and my deadline was for 12:30 p.m. So let's play the screen recording and have a look at what went down. Step 1, the mood board, which I need to close in 30 minutes. I'm working on Adobe Illustrator, occasionally Photoshop, and I'm starting by quickly making a simple mood board template on my artboard. There we go. These boxes will soon be filled with pictures. I'm moving to my research by heading straight to Pinterest. Normally, I would head to fashion forecasting websites like WGSN or runway portfolio websites like Vogue. But today is just Pinterest because I have only 4 hours. So I started my research by typing rebellious fashion women. Now, when I saw the word shout, my mind went straight to this quote from Malala. It goes like this: I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. So I wanted to take the foundation of my inspiration from this quote. And because of the association with Malala, I felt like this has to be a rebellious women's wear range. But at the same time, I don't want to talk about Malala level rebellion or activism rather, which is broadcast and shown on national television. I want to base it on something more local, like our mums or our grandmoms. And the smaller levels of struggle within a home or within a community, struggles that are invisible, internal, or even unknown. Without getting too deep, I want the range to be a shout out to our brave girlfriends, our strong mamas, and our badass amachis who are always standing up and taking care of things, living life with an abundance mindset, even when life throws them a rainy day. So this looks a bit like the direction that I was imagining. The idea was to mix badassery and femininity with dark, rebellious elements like black base colors and grungy, streetish graphics, but mixed with lace and frills and pleats. So for lack of time, I stopped with what I have to put together my mood board. Now there is plenty of inspiration here for sure, and in terms of color, I am picking out a black shade of course, then a hard pink, a softer pink, and a basic white to act as highlights. In the last few minutes of my 30-minute time period, I'm going to edit out any unwanted colors or details through Photoshop. And the mood board is done. I am almost immediately moving to step number 2, the range board. My clock is now visible above, so I don't need to keep talking about the time I have left. I decided to be kind to myself and find myself a ready-made basic t-shirt CAD. So we are starting from there. My first garment idea was sort of like a bustier mixed with a t-shirt, with some corset-like boning happening in the lower half. You'll see what I mean in a bit. This lower half is also going to be in mesh. So here is how I draw mesh fabric, guys. First, draw a square with the rectangle tool, then a close-fitting circle inside using the ellipse tool. Then click on Pathfinder, press Exclude. Then fill it with black color and drag and drop it to the swatches panel. It now becomes a swatch. And when you use it as a fill, you have an all-over pattern which looks like mesh. Also, I wanted to add a metal chain detail to this because it will look pretty badass. Here is a quick way to make chains. I'm using my rounded rectangle tool to draw the basic outline in a light grey color. Then I'm expanding the shapes. Next, I'm going to crop out only the part of the artwork that needs to be repeated, forming the complete chain. So that is just this portion in the middle. I'm deleting the extra sides. The next step is optional. I'm going to add a bit more shading to my chain so that it looks more realistic. Then you group it and drag and drop it into the swatches panel. Next, open your brush definition panel and click the new brush symbol. Choose pattern brush. Then in the drop-down menu, find and choose the swatch with your chain artwork. Repeat for the first 3 columns. And that's it. You can now make your chain artwork into a line of repeats. Okay, garment number 1 is ready at 9:12 a.m. I'm gonna move this to the side for now and begin my next garment. I'm getting my next basic t-shirt CAD ready. I'm also peeking at my mood board for a minute. So for my second style, I'm gonna do a t-shirt dress but with a twist because it's gonna have some lace and sheer fabric on it. I'm using the pencil tool for quick ruffles that don't need too much detail. Now I'm adding in a few gathers and also gonna do some shading using my pen tool now because it gives me more precision. Next, I'm gonna add a sheer layer of ruffled fabric extending below. Pen tool again, this time for the gathers because I want to be precise because this area is larger and will be seen more clearly. I'm further gonna add one more tier of ruffled sheer fabric to this hemline. Okay, so now I'm just gonna quickly color it in to give me some perspective on how the final garment will look. The outermost layer is sheer, so I am reducing the color's opacity. And this is looking okay to me, so I am going back to completing my shading. I'm also adding a layer of sheer fabric over the sleeves with a slight puff, slightly. And next is the fun part. I'm gonna add some lace trim on the sleeve hem. Start with a thin, straight rectangular line as your baseline. We're gonna draw above it, but only the left half of the lace pattern. The right half will be a mirror reflection of the left. To get the left half perfectly symmetrical, I'm gonna draw it within a rectangle. I'm switching between the pen tool, the pencil tool, and the paintbrush tool. Lace doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just keep going. Have you seen lace trims with an eyelash detail at the ends? Like just tiny threads sticking out, giving it such a cute finish. That's what I'm trying to do here. And done. Let's delete the rectangular border, expand the artwork, reflect it, and see how it looks. Not too bad, but it needs some tweaking. And this looks okay. So let's make a pattern out of it in the same way we did the chain. And garment number 2 is ready at 10:03 a.m. I am gonna quickly start with my third. This time I'm going with a cropped t-shirt with 2 slits running vertically at the front, but held together with safety pins. I'm sorry if that sounded scary, but I will show you what it looks like in a moment. And garment number 3 is ready at 10:19 a.m. And here we have our final 3 tops. However, they need graphics, like I said, so they are not quite finished. The final range, however, is going to look like this. So stay tuned for part 2, where I will show you how I came up with these graphics and how I drew the rest of the range as well by 12:30 p.m. See you guys soon.